What is going on, guys? This is SipBlaze87 coming at you with another FIFA 20 video, and icon swaps part 1 are available. Season 1 is available. Earn up to 24 player tokens and redeem them to unlock icon rewards. So right now, it's looking like this. Roy Keane, Rio Ferdinand, or Javier Zanetti. We can get 12 in Season 1, 12 in Season 2, up to 24 coins. So we are either going to work on either having Roy Keane as a CDM. He gets boosted up to like a 93 rated CDM when you strap a shadow or an anchor. It's either or. I can't remember which one gets boosted to the 93, but yeah, he would make a perfect CDM replacing Fernandinho. Either that or Rio Ferdinand if I deem that it's necessary to get a center back that's more pacey. He's not a bad choice to get. And of course, we could also just solve that Carvajal issue, that right back issue in La Liga, and we can just go for Javier Zanetti, and we fix that right away. So either, whichever I deem is much more necessary when it is time to redeem this, that'll be who I choose. And it's going to be dope. It's going to be absolutely epic when I actually do get to claim my icon swap. But with that being said, I am working towards those objectives. I have put Pookie as a striker just so I can start working on those objectives, and also before I get into FUT Champs. I'm not playing at FUT Champs level right now. I'm not fooling myself, so I didn't even start the campaign yet for FUT Champs just yet. And it's going to be a busy weekend too, so I'm going to have to do it eventually. But right now, I've been trying my hardest to just get you this Franco Baresi gameplay footage. I picked him up. I have played games with him. He was an absolute steal for 325,000 coins. I played 9 games so far with him. He's a medium-high defensive, defense-minded center back, and he's absolutely superb for me so far. The only thing is, the server gameplay footage is absolutely abysmal. I don't want to show you guys trash footage. This card is absolutely great, but I really want I really want some footage showing you guys how dominant this defender is. I've boosted his acceleration and his sprint speed, and I've boosted his defending stats. The reason why I chose a shadow over an anchor is simply because there's a lot of pace merchants in this game, and in this iteration of FIFA, after the patch, it's absolutely necessary to have a pacey center back. Simply because if you make a micro turn or a micro step in the wrong direction, or simply just read your opponent incorrectly, what ends up happening is that you get burned. You get burned fast. And I did try to pick up the Bobby Moore. The Bobby Moore card is absolutely superb in everything but the pace. The composure on that card is a 94. So if you guys are used to playing with slower pace center backs, definitely give that card a shout. But I'm going to be using the Baresi card because his work rates are better. His pace is better, and his defensive, everything else, his defending stats are adequate. So with that being said, let's try to get into a match. Let's see if we can do any more of these icon swap objectives. I'm working on, first owned objective right now, a very simple group one, and I'm 5 in right now. So let's continue with that. But hopefully I'll be able to highlight, if the gameplay footage is nice enough, I'll be able to highlight how great this Baresi card is. But what's been going on is that the servers in Rivals are absolutely trash. They're terrible, they're terrible, they're terrible, they're terrible. I cannot stress this enough. It really doesn't matter what cards you have, when you're playing in such bad servers. But we're going to give it our best shot, and hopefully we get into a Rivals match, and we just absolutely have a blast right before I get into FUT Champs and I have to get serious with this game. Alright, so odds are this guy is probably doing first own challenges right now because he's rocking a full La Liga side. And this was this was a straightforward match. The reason I've chosen this gameplay footage to show you isn't because it was a high-scoring match. That's not exactly what this match was. What this match was to showcase the defensive attributes of the Baresi card. And with that being said, also the gameplay footage was absolutely, no, it wasn't absolutely, not absolutely anything. It was decent enough to show you guys. It was, you know, the lag on the servers weren't as bad as some of the previous matches I was in. So with that being said, this guy is actually, he's a decent player. He knows what he's doing. He's very accurate with his passing. And he's hitting me on some counterattacks. And right here you can see Robertson just cleaning up that mess. And I am, you know, just trying to hit him on a counterattack because, you know, my style is to soak up the pressure and to just hit on the break and, you know, just do the one or two moves correctly and instantly just get a goal. But this match was a little difficult because there was, you know, while the servers were decent for like maybe like the first like two to 3 minutes, what ended up happening was there was this like little I don't know who I connected to, but there was this little kind of input delay. It was like this little like sporadic delay that you couldn't time. And when you can't time it, at certain points in this match, I was able to time the delay, and then there were just other times when I was just like, hello, respond, and the responsiveness simply wasn't there. But yeah, this guy controlled a lot of the first half. You know, I didn't mind that. I normally don't mind that. I like to, you know, just make sure I intercept that ball. I'm big on interceptions. If you guys remember me, remember any of my FIFA 19 videos, if you've seen them, you know I've said interception central is what I like to play with. You know, I like when my midfielders can intercept the ball and prevent my defenders from even having to work hard. And in this game, in this match, it was just keeping that clean sheet. You know, that was the priority number one. Priority number two was just scoring the goals and making sure that happens. But right here, this guy's movement is actually superb. I did get the header and just clear away the ball. So yeah, he was a little threatening. Everyone in Rivals is going to be threatening, but what's more threatening is the servers, and I can't complain about this enough because it actually isn't. You know, it is a glaring issue. It is a huge issue, and until, you know, they get that fixed, it's just a pain. It's a pain to even play or to even enjoy the game. Like I said, I don't care if I win or lose, but if the gameplay footage is going to be stagnant and choppy, and I can't even show you guys it without trying to, you know, wanting to scream, you know, there's no point. There's absolutely no point. But that little mistake I made in misreading my opponent's moves. Like sometimes you think that the opponent's going to be doing the fancy turns and the fancier directional changes, and instead they just opt for a simple, you know, thorough, you know, striking direction, you know, striking movement. So sometimes that happens when you anticipate something a little bit much more difficult from your opponent, and then they opt for a simpler route to scoring the goal. So that Benzema nearly scored on me because I wasn't paying that much attention. And yeah, his Benzema was a threat for a little while. Right here, he beats my defender because once again I got really lucky there. Simply just misreading what my opponent is capable of, and some of these movements seem a little advanced, seem like a little bit more of an advanced play style, but here I am, I'm just breaking with Eriksson, tried to do the turn, and yeah, he blocks me completely. It shouldn't have been blocked, but he knows how to use Militao, and he knows how to use his defenders well. So he likes pacey defenders, and he's a manual defender. So definitely a manual defender if you're using high pace and then low rated defensive work, you know, defensive stats. in your card anyway. So yeah, Ramos gives away a free kick right there. Once again, it's just misreading the level of my opponent, and I'm trying to figure him out. And you know, it's the 32nd minute in, and it still feels like a warm-up match. Can you believe that? You're 32. Excuse me. Did I make a mistake earlier? You know, I'm just narrating so much that I may have said 32 seconds rather than 32 minutes. It's 33 minutes in, and you know, I'm trying my hardest to just read my opponent. Right there, that Modric pass that I did, that wasn't actually the pass that I intended. Once again, it's one of those sporadic, delayed motions, gameplay-wise and server-wise. It's just a combination of both right there, and that kind of just messed me up big time. But yeah, my opponent gets the ball, and yeah, can you believe it's the 34th minute in, and it still feels 36th minute now. It still feels like a warm-up match. That's what it feels like right now. And Baresi just cleanly just, you know, it's not much you can say about Baresi. It's, you know, he's gonna be where he needs to be probably 90% of the time. From the matches I've played, at most he lets in 1 to 2 goals max. But you know, 1 to 2 goals max in a high-scoring match, not a low-scoring match, like a high-paced match. You know, like a much more difficult match. But yeah, he's stable. He's a very stable card, very stable icon. And remember, I'm only holding on to Baresi right now until I work my way up to Virgil van Dijk. Once I get to Van Dijk, he'll get that strong link. He'll get that great link to Robertson, and that'll pretty much be set. He's the best defender in the game so far. There are going to be a couple other defenders that are, you know, probably a couple other defenders that come close. Right there, you see, look at that. Okay, I had to just say to myself, what on earth happened here? I took that shot. It should have been. It was an open net, and then Sergio Roberto just gets a foot in and blocks it. But yeah, once again, this is a feeling out process, and it really did feel like that for the first 45 minutes of the game. So I do apologize for that, but what it did help me do was just show, hey, look, for 45 minutes I did not concede a single goal, with my opponent pressing me pretty hard. But yeah, this was a really solid performance. It wasn't a high-scoring performance, but it was a really great defensive showcase. So yeah, I think I got 7 tackles in the first half. You know, I like to average 20. You know, I like 20 tackles, and I like to frustrate my opponents, especially skillers, especially people who are really great at dribbling in this game and attacking. You know, I'm one of those frustrating players, and eventually that's going to pay off. You know, all that defensive work that I'm putting into the game, eventually it's going to pay off for when I am, you know, placed in Division 1. It's only going to be a matter of time if the servers cooperate. But if the servers don't cooperate, it's going to be a very stressful FIFA 20 experience. You know, like I said, you can have whoever. It really won't matter if the servers behave in the way they are in North America. You know, I don't know what else to say about that. But it is the second half. Like I said, I am going to work up to the Virgil van Dijk. Right here, I make a stupid mistake. You know, I tried to get a header in, and it didn't pay off. But yeah, I am going to work up to the Virgil. There are similar cards to the Virgil van Dijk card. You know, not too many, but they'll probably come in the form of icons. But Virgil is still, I think right now Virgil is the best card to have. One of the best defenders to have in the game at this moment in time. Ramos is a close second, but his high-medium work rates really do let him down. But anyway, yeah, that should have been a goal right there. But there's, once again, like I'm saying, this is just like this weird like delay that's making me time my tackles, not my tackles, my attacking play, and my defensive play. Sorry, that, you know, that's correct. Both things I said there. Yeah, that's making it very difficult to time when I let off the passes, when I shoot the ball, when I tackle, everything. But it's at least it's not the type of footage that that's absolutely choppy. You know, that's how bad the servers have been, where you'll get bits where it's actually choppy, and that's horrible. But yeah, right there, I just need a little something tied with Griezmann and finesse it in, and that's the first goal of the game. It came at the 60-minute mark. It's a pretty late showing on my behalf. I normally don't score so late in a match. And that open goal in the first half with Christian Eriksen, that open goal that Sergio Roberto got a foot to, I'm still scratching my head about that one. But yeah, floodgates are open. But it's, like I said, this is not a high-scoring match. It's a pretty low-scoring match. And right there, this is just a mistimed tackle with Pukki. Again, timing your inputs in this match was pretty difficult, but compared to the kind of things that I had to go through for the past 2 hours in Rivals, and trying to keep a clean sheet, the objective was really to just keep a clean sheet to showcase Baresi, you know. So I didn't really care for the other gameplay footages where I had like 4-2, like a 4-2, you know, anything like that. I wanted to show the potential of this card in a dominant fashion. And yeah, he kept his back line. He kept his line for most of the time. Him and Ramos, they pair well together. You know, the only thing is right now that's really frustrating is the fact that I have Pukki and Fernandinho on 8-10 because I am doing the icon swap objectives. But yeah, Griezmann cuts inside, passes the ball. See that little delay with the ball could have cost me big, but instead what ended up happening was that Pukki ended up getting his foot to the ball and he just shot it straight and it made it 2-0. And yeah, this is definitely frustrating for my opponent. You can tell that they're getting very frustrated at this point in time, and that's when they start making the silly tackles and stuff like that, because this guy was actually really strong. Even though the servers were the biggest variable in this match, my opponent was pretty strong, so kudos to him. You know, and he's probably doing first owner challenges right now too, depending on who he's got in his club. Everyone's going to probably be doing icon swaps for a little while. You know, who isn't doing foot champs? So yeah, I have to get to the foot champs matches. But I just wanted to bring you guys this video to showcase Baresi. Simply because I really do think if you guys have the coins for it, and you need a defender, you know, you need to work towards an icon defender, you know, for whatever reason, you know, just because, you know, you don't have high-paced defenders or medium-paced defenders for you know, Baresi isn't anything special in the pace department, but for example, if you had like Laporte or a low-paced person and you manage to have the coins lying around, or you got really lucky in Rivals, foot champs, anything of that nature, I would say in terms of value, he's a perfect 5 out of 5 in terms of value. The card performance, probably 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5 so far. It feels that way. He does everything that he needs to be doing correctly most of the time. He'll be out of position 1 or 2 times, or you know, you'll have to track back a little with him, or track into the correct position with him. Yeah, sometimes. And but everything else, his sliding tackle, his stand tackle, his defensive awareness, everything's there. It's at the adequate level, you know, with the Shadow Chem style. It's at a level where, you know, it's just up to the servers, and it's up to your gameplay ability on any given match, you know, because your gameplay ability it's not stat, you know, your gameplay ability changes, you know, from match to match, you know, depending on how weary you are, how tired you are, you know, things like that, you know. Yeah, so I think I messed up on using the word static there, but I didn't mean to use that word. But yeah, you understand what I'm saying. You know, it's the thing is with anyone's gameplay, fatigue does come into question, and right now I am actually fatigued, because I've been trying to get this footage out, but the servers are just not cooperating. And right here, that should have been a third goal. Griezmann should have done the simple thing correctly and just slot it home to make it 3-0. But my opponent is really frustrated. It shows in their gameplay style. It shows that they, you know, it shows in the way that they're going into their tackles. That he or she is going, the individual is going into their tackles and stuff like that. And right here, you just see what I'm talking about. Benzema gets a red card. Totally lost, at this point, with this type of backline that I have rocking right now, a lot of people are going to be frustrated. It doesn't mean I'm going to win or lose. It means that there's going to be a lot of frustration to be had, because look, again, that would have been a third goal. I would have set up for a third goal right around here, but again, that should have been another red card. But my opponent gets a little lucky right there. But yeah, the match was a stable match, and my objective for this match wasn't to score high. Scoring high is easy, easier than keeping a clean sheet. What I really wanted to do was to keep a clean sheet, and mission accomplished there. Jose Maria Jimenez got a card as well. So yeah, that should have been a red. The correct card should have been a red, but it was a yellow. And this match is going to end 2-0. It was a low-scoring match, but it was, in terms of defending, it was a really, really well, it was a really, really good performance. And Baresi gets a 7.7. He has gotten higher. He got as high as like an 8.3, I think, or an 8.4, something like that. But it's above average, and it's very stable. And I think it was the interceptions that were keys with the Baresi card. So yeah, Ramos definitely Ramos, if you're used to the work rates, it takes a little while to get used to his work rates. But Ramos is definitely great, and Baresi pairs amazingly well with Ramos. I mean, 330,000 coins is a lot to spend, but it's a value icon. It's a value center back. So it's in that tier of icon cards, and it is the best value center back icon card there is at the moment in time. And I would, like I'm saying, 5 out of 5 in terms of value, 4.5, maybe 4.25 to 4.5 out of 5 in terms of his abilities at this stage in FIFA. And yeah, like I said, 2 out of 5 in the tackles, but I'm not really concerned about that because from time to time the servers, they were shaky at best in this match, but in other matches it was really, really terrible. But yeah, that'll be the video for now. I am gonna do the rest of the icon challenges, and I'm gonna take a little break and get into my FUT Champs matches because that's time sensitive and I'm really, really late right now. But yeah, guys, that'll be the video. I hope this pushes you to get the Baresi card. If you're thinking about getting it, I would say get it. This has been Sid Plays 87. Peace, love, God bless. I'm out.